Hello, guys, and welcome back to Married at First Sight Australia. And today we have got more weddings to talk about. This is the last of the weddings, so that means next episode is the first dramatic dinner party. And I've already watched it, and it's already got drama going on. There are some shocking revelations coming out about some of the contestants, and one couple quits the experiment there and then. But before we get started, we have to talk about the subscriber count. Come on, guys. You are so close to getting me to 800. By so close, I mean we're like 60. No, we're 59 away. But we are still doing a phenomenal job. You guys are absolutely smashing it. It's really, really good to see the support on the channel at the moment. Obviously, The Traitors is finished, but we are waiting on The Traitors US Season 2. As soon as that comes out, you best believe you're getting content on that. I know I said I was going to take a little bit of a break from The Traitors, but that break could be a week or it could be like 2 days, depending on when they bring out the episodes. But without much further ado, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you keep on subscribing, and let's get into this video. So we're going to talk about the honeymoons first. There's not really a lot to talk about, but there are some sort of key moments from some of the couples. Just a couple of random little tidbits. Tristan asked Cassandra for a goodnight kiss. It was really cute, and I just feel like those two are going to be really lovely together. I think they've got good vibes, and it seems to be heading in the right direction. Collins and Natalie, we spoke about them in the previous episode. They are very ill-suited, and I think it's because of Colin's emotional immaturity. He just doesn't know how to answer basic questions from the producers, and it's really, really frustrating to watch. There was a moment where Natalie's like an overexcited kid at times, and she was like, oh, you got to do the run up, and she like ran up to the bed and jumped on it, and he just looked at her like she was mentally ill. And it was just like, do you not have fun in your life? Because like that's fun, that's funny. I watched it and I was like, oh, that's sweet, that's cute. And he was like, yeah, not going well. And also, when they went to sleep that night, they built a pillow wall. That's something you do with someone that you have no intentions of ever sleeping with. Oh yeah, it was just a bit weird. But we're on to the two main couples of the honeymoons, Lucinda and Timothy, and Jack and Tori, who actually, did they share an episode? I'm pretty sure they did share an episode. Either way, interesting things came to light. Lucinda and Timothy did a life drawing session, which was quite funny, and he was gobsmacked when the like model came out and she just dropped her clothes, and it was like a naked one. But Timothy said that Lucinda makes him feel so safe and feels like he can be comfortable around her, which is good. Now, they had to do this thing called the honeymoon box. They had to take questions out and answer them. The first one was, how sexually adventurous are you? And Lucinda was like, I host sex festivals. And I was like, huh? What? That's interesting, I guess. Not exactly what I would want to broadcast to my husband straight away, but sure, we'll go with that. Next up, sexual chemistry. This is where it took a little bit of a nosedive, because Lucinda was like, yes, there is sexual chemistry here for me. And Tim just kind of went around the houses and basically said, not yet. It was it was really awkward, because you could just see her in that moment a little bit crushed and defeated, and we haven't seen that from her yet. But I think Tim's got a lot of work that he needs to do on himself, because I don't think he believes that he deserves love, and that's heartbreaking. It really is tough to watch, because you've got this wonderful, wonderful guy, and he's saying, I just think she can do better than me. And I was like, wow. And then he was explaining why he did the show. And he was like, yeah, when my dad died and I was sitting crying in the parking lot, I realized I had no one. And so I was like, wow, let's just try this and see if it works. I think I'll be 100% honest, even if his relationship with Lucinda doesn't work out, he's still going to have a fantastic friendship with her because they do genuinely get on, and I really hope that they are there for each other even if this doesn't work out. Moving on to Jack and Tori. Jack was asked whether he has any deal breakers, and Jack went, well, you've got to respect me, you've got to take care of yourself, etc, etc. And I thought, okay, barely, like, basically standard things, kind of. Are you attracted to me sexually? Yes. Tori was like, you were what I wanted, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then when it came to Jack, he was kind of dancing around the fact that he was trying to say no, which I don't really understand, because, like, I thought he was into her, but he's now not sure about her. She's a very attractive woman, I think, personally. So I just don't get it. But then he was like, oh, I need to have a connection. But then he was also digging himself a hole by going, I've had quicker sexual attractions before. And I was like, you're not helping yourself. Just say, I think I need to connect with you a bit more before I can jump into that. If you'd have said that, you'd have been fine. But then you started talking about, like, your experiences with other people, and then it's like a little bit awkward, a little bit tense. Not great. So the last thing I want to talk about before we move on to the first of our 3 weddings is Jaden proposing to Eden. They are such a cute couple. Oh my god, guys, I actually love them. They are so cute. And then Eden actually opened up to Jaden about how her best friend cheated on her with her boyfriend at the time. And yeah, it was really lovely to see that she was able to be so open and honest with him, and I'm just very hopeful for their future. So we're on to our first of the 3 couples, Ellie and Ben. This one was sort of the middle of the range. We had a really sort of wild one, then we had a really tame one, and then this one was kind of the middle of the road one, where it was going really well, and then one thing kind of derailed it a little bit. Learning things about Ellie, she cancelled her previous wedding because he came back one day and was just like, I don't love you anymore. And I was like, wow, that's a heartbreaking story when you were, like, planning a life with someone and then they've just turned around and gone, nah, I don't want you anymore. Bye. And then he was saying that he was looking for his missing puzzle piece, and he seems really chill, really calm, and I think they're going to be a nice match. But there's the certain problem of Ellie's cousin, Jordan. Yeah, this was what made the wedding so uncomfortable and awkward. They seemed really happy together when they got to the altar. They seemed to be having a great time. The vows were really, really sweet. And then it just kept cutting to Jordan being like, I'm very, very... hang on, let me get into my Australian accent. Aussie. I'm very suspicious. I'm very suspicious of Ben. I think that he's actually here for other reasons. And I don't know whether I can let this happen to Ellie, because I'm a protector of her. She is my cousin. I protect her. Oh, God, this guy was insufferable. Like, it was like he was looking for any tiny excuse to like rip into this guy. And it was when he was like interrogating Ben, and he was like, why are you here? Why have you decided to do this show? Why have you done this? And and then Ben was obviously like, well, I've been like, I've been around the world. I'm a tour guide. Like, I've got a podcast that I do. Oh, how successful is your podcast? Not very successful, but like, we're doing good. It's a fun hobby to do. And then Jordan was like, I think he's here to promote his podcast. I think that's the only reason he's here. He's not here for true love. He's here to promote his podcast. It's just exhausting, isn't it? It's exhausting when you have someone like that, because you just think, have you got nothing better in your life to do than sit here and rip me to shreds? Because he then took Ben out and accused him of all of these things, and Ben was like, no, I think I'm here for a very good reason. Like, I want to find love. I want to find love, and that's why I'm here. No, you're here for your podcast. No, mate, I'm not. That's not why I'm here. And then the producers were like, are you here for love? And Ben was like, yeah, what else would I be here for? He was like, yeah, I think so. Like, what is going on here? It was really, really awkward. And then the worst part of all this. Oh, also, apparently in my notes, as if I didn't watch this, Jordan kept on saying, right, right, right. And I thought, if he says right one more fucking time, yeah. Because then he went straight back inside and went to Ellie. Yeah, I think he's only here to promote his podcast. He said that. That's what he said. He's not here for you. I was like, this man has straight up lied to Ellie, straight up lied to the bride, and said that he's here for nefarious reasons. Unfortunately, she was like, okay, that's a little orange flag. It's an amber flag. It's fine, we can deal with that. But I was like, this guy is really trying to ruin her happiness before her happiness has even begun. Next up, we had Richard and Andrea. Now, Richard is the oldest guy that they've ever had on the show. He is 62, I think. And he said he was married for 28 years, which was crazy. And he's got kids. And I feel like he's actually quite a cool guy. I have heard rumblings of him being a little bit of a creep later on in the series. But I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to wait to judge him on what I've seen. But obviously, my friend just went, oh yeah, he's a little bit creepy. My friend is not Australian. I don't know why I suddenly slipped into that. I think it's because I was doing it so much in the last bit. Anyway, we move on. So, Richard seems like a chill dude. Andrea is 51. She's 11 years younger than him. She told a story about how she has severe endometriosis, and so she thought she couldn't have children, but she had 2 miracle children, and they're like the light of her life. She broke up with her partner when they were young because it wasn't a happy living home. So yeah, feels like a good match. Both of them are very into motorcycles. I mean, Richard turned up to the wedding on one. That was very cool, actually. I actually thought the thing that I like about the MAFS Australia weddings is they're all very cool weddings. The UK ones are all kind of in a church, in a building that kind of looks like a church. They're not as interesting to watch. But the Australian ones, I mean, he rocked up on a motorcycle, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. So that was cool. She also told the story about how she is a very, very big fan of MAFS, Married at First Sight, and how that helped her to realise that she was being gaslit in her previous relationship, because obviously she was watching the show and she was like, rah, that's exactly what's happening to me. So she broke up the dude, and now she's like, MAFS, seems like you broke up my last relationship. Find me a new one. Find me a new one, which I find absolutely hilarious. So yeah, honestly, she was having a bit of a mentee bee in the car. It was a little bit of a breakdown, not having a great time, but she got through it. She got to the end of the altar, and I gotta say, this wedding was probably the one that went off without any hitches. You obviously had Sarah and Tim with that whole debacle around him being in a relationship like 6 months ago. You had like Jack and Tori's just being a little bit uncomfortable because of the whole misogynistic thing. You had, oh no, Natalie and Cassidy was actually quite good. Not Natalie and Cassidy. What am I talking about? Natalie Cassidy's on EastEnders, I think. Cassandra and Tristan. Natalie and Collins was awful. Who else have we had? Lucinda and Timothy was a little bit awkward again. So yeah, this seemed like the first, or one of the first ones that really sort of went off without any hitches. The two were very, very well matched, and their kids seemed to be getting along as well, which was nice, and I just thought they were really, really cute together. I'm really excited to see how they'll grow in this experiment. Like the experts said, it'll be interesting to see a couple of this maturity in the experiment, because often the younger couples can be a little bit immature with their decision making and their problem solving and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach the challenge of being married at first sight, I guess. So Our last couple is Lauren and Jonathan. And Lauren is a lot. She is chaotic energy to the extreme. She opened by going, I hope he's not a vegan. I don't like vegans. No offense to vegans, but it's just not for me. Which was quite funny, actually, I thought. Yeah. Um, he, on the other hand, has a very, very busy schedule. He is a business owner. He does about 50 million sports. I don't think he has any free time. But he says he likes to go a little bit wild at the weekend, which is cool. Yeah. She overslept. Let's just go through all of the horrific things that happened on her wedding day that no normal person would ever actually do. Woke up late, tanned herself in her wedding dress. Genuinely, all I could think was, how is this now not a different colour? That is wild and crazy. Then, before she'd even left, she was 30 minutes late. Then she leaves, gets in the car. The car keeps breaking down. Just a bad time all round. It really, really wasn't going well. And then she goes, where's my bouquet? And it's sat in her room at the hotel. So she has to get out, go into the bushes, get some flowers just so she has something to hold. And then when she gets out to go to the wedding, she forgets the flowers again and has to come back for them. Oh my god. I think she is very, very entertaining and she is TV gold. But if I knew that had happened, all of that had happened on my wedding day, I'm not marrying you. I'm sorry. I actually can't marry you. You're too chaotic. Like, I'm a chaotic person at times, but I have calm moments that balance me out, neutralize me. I've not seen a single calm moment from this woman yet, and it's stressing me out a little bit. He seems so composed, and I feel like that's why they paired them together, because she's so chaotic, he's so composed. They're hoping that they can meet in the middle somewhere. She also mentioned that she wrote her vows while she was drunk, which did not go down well with Jonathan's stepsister. A little bit awkward, but also kind of iconic because they were actually quite nice vows. And this is what I mean by, like, I think she'd be great to have as a friend, not as a wife. Yeah, so at the reception, Jonathan's stepsister was concerned, was worried, was anxious. And then when she sat down with Lauren and started talking to her, Lauren started commenting on her tits and being like, "Oh, you got a great pair of cleavage there. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, and I love your little cross there. It's like Jesus and cleavage." And I was like, this is not who Jonathan's stepsister wanted Jonathan to marry, and kind of funny. So we then moved to, like, the day after, and Lauren was not feeling particularly great. She woke up and she was like, I feel like that was a one night stand, and now I just, like, I don't know whether I actually have feelings for him. And I was like, oh, oh no, oh no, here we go. And then she was like, why are you holding back? What, like, I want you to challenge me. I want you to, and I was like, it's not even been a day yet. And he was like, it's not even been a day yet. Just chill. Can we just enjoy our time together? Because, like, we're gonna have enough problems down the road. Let's just chill now, please. Please. So I feel like there's gonna be some problems down the road for them. It's not looking good. But I have faith that now we've met all 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh god, how many couples have we had? This is the 5th episode. There's been 10. No, there's been 9 weddings because obviously Michael and his partner didn't get married. They will be getting married later on in the series, I've heard, which is cool. But for now, those 9 have been coupled up. If I was to rank them, my bottom 3 would probably be Jack and Tori. tough one. Natalie and Collins, and oh, I don't know. Who else would I go for? I don't know. I feel like Sarah and Tim are gonna be good. I feel like Cassandra and Tristan are top 3. I feel like Jaden and Eden are top 3, and I also feel like Sarah and Tim are gonna be top 3. Not like there's a ranking system for this. It's just whoever makes it to the end. But like, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who survives this experiment. Yeah, let's just end the episode there because we are all done. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. We are on our way to 800 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. So make sure you are hitting that subscribe button if you're not already. I mean, if you are, make sure you make an account in your dog's name, I don't know, or get your mum to subscribe, or get your brothers, get your sisters, get your children to subscribe. Actually, maybe don't get your children to subscribe if they're under the age of, like, 13, because, like, yeah, that's just TOS on YouTube, so let's not do that. But, other than that, thank you guys very, very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of MAFS, probably on Friday, I'd say. Friday's an estimate. Yeah. But yeah, see you later. Keep on ranting. Bye now.